Hello, lovely. This is Yasmin from Tiny Time Big Results, where I help small business owners, coaches, consultants, experts, service providers on how to run a profitable business in 20 hours a week or less. In this podcast episode, I want to talk to you about a limiting belief that you might be faced with, and it's something that's really holding you back in your business. Now, one of the fastest, easiest ways to be able to generate healthy revenues in your business is to have a premium version of what you do, right? There's always going to be a percentage of your audience who are interested in your most expensive offer. If you don't have a premium offer, then what you're doing is essentially leaving money on the table. But I know that getting to that point where you have a premium offering, typically 2K plus, getting to that point can be fraught with resistance, with challenges, with limiting beliefs. Now, that's not true for everybody. There'll be a lot of people out there who just take to it like a duck to water. It's something that comes very naturally to them. But there's something quite unique that they're doing that makes it easy for them to be able to charge premium. And we're going to talk about that today. Because when you have, and trust me, there are a lot of different beliefs and blocks around premium. And we're going to be looking at these in this podcast, because I think it's really important that we dig into this, because if it's holding you back, then we need to dissolve it. We need to clear it. We need to get rid of it so that you can experience the abundance that I know you really want. You don't want to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning panicking about bills, about, the microwave gone on the blink, or having to, pay for your kids' activities. You just don't want that worry. You want to know that every single month you've got money in the bank, you can clear your bills, your expenses, you've got money left over, you can invest in your business, you've got space to be creative, you've got space to be all who you're meant to be. You've got that feeling of expansion. When you're worried about money, and a lot of business owners can relate to that, and I know I certainly can. There's been many times in my business where I was like, oh my God, until I really kind of stepped into, knowing exactly what it is that I was doing and having that certainty and confidence. And, previously I've shared that premium packages are such a great way to create that growth in your business. It's been something that I've done early on, but all the resistance and all the blocks that I'm talking to you about are all the things that I've experienced too. But it has been probably the strongest strategy for me to be able to create that money so that I can have, I can look after my babies and do all the other things. And 80% of my revenues come from my premium offers. So it's not something that can just be dismissed and go, oh, it's fine. When I talk about leaving money on the table, that is a very real thing. There will always be a percentage of your audience that are interested in your most expensive offering. And if you don't have that, then that one client could be worth, from a money perspective, it could be worth 10 of these clients. One 3K package, and you're selling something for 300, like you need to sell 10 of these to make that same amount, whereas you could sell one 3K package, right? So, that small percentage of your audience, just because it's a small part, doesn't mean that it's insignificant. It actually can be massively significant when it comes to your revenues, when it comes to that space to, know that you're supported. I mean, that's essentially what you're looking for, is you want to know in your gut that you're protected, you're secure. And in today's world, that is done a lot through the money that we have in our banks and the money that we have the ability to be able to make. So many people struggle because, it's the day-to-day expenses that are the thing that drains our energy, because we're just so busy trying to think about, how am I going to make this money to be able to pay this bill? Whereas when you have a business that allows you to, have those high earning months and you get into that flow of it, that is not your reality anymore. That's not your normal anymore. And instead, you're in a place where, you're protected. And you also know that you can grow the business, you can invest in your business, and you have that space. And especially in a tiny time business, this is so important, because when you have got other demands on your time, like I do with my 3 kids and a puppy now, and you want to know that you've got that money coming in, you've got that security, right? And for me, security is always around not the money in the bank, but it's knowing that you can make it when you need it, and being able to have the skills to be able to really, take what you have and what you know and who you are, and turn that into money in the bank. Like, I think this is the number one skill that every child should learn, and every adult as well. Everybody should know how to do this. Everyone should know how to take what you already have, your skills, your knowledge, your experience, your talents, your gifts, and to know how to turn that into something that somebody else wants to buy, and you know how to market, and you know how to sell that. Now, that is true financial security. That is true financial independence. I digress though. So what I want you to think about is, we're talking about premium offers. We're talking about something that's high value, high ticket, and you're having something in your business that's going to create that generous revenue. But there's one limit. Well, there's a lot of limiting beliefs, but in today's episode, I want to talk about one particular limiting belief. There's a limiting belief that, when I say 2K plus, that's how much you're going to charge. And in your mind, you might get that self-talk that says, I could never charge that much. Okay. Just let that sit in your energy body for now, and just think, have I ever said that? Is there something that I can relate to? And you probably can. You've probably said, I could never charge that much. It might not even be 2K, it might be 5K, it might be 10K. I remember reading about this guy who charged like 100 grand for a VIP day. And I was just like, oh my God. Warren Buffett famously had lunch with somebody, and I think it cost him like 2 million, not Warren Buffett, but the guy who was having the lunch with Warren Buffett. And here's the thing, right? Here's the way that you shift this limiting belief of I could never charge that much. Here's what you do instead, right? When you say I could never charge that much, what you're doing is you're making it be about you, right? Instead of making it be about the value that someone is going to get as a result of working with you, right? This is really powerful. Stop making it be about you. Oh, I could never charge that much, because what we're saying, or what you're saying when you're thinking that, is like, I'm not good enough. Oh my God, there's no way. People will think I'm a fraud. People think I'm an imposter. All of that negative self-talk is going on in your head. But what's happening is that you're putting that spotlight on you instead of making it be about them. Make it be about your client. Make it be about the value. So instead of saying, I could never charge that much, and you think, I wonder how I could create something that was so massively valuable that I could charge 3K for it. Isn't that such a better quality question? Like, that takes away the resistance. And I'm a girl who likes the path of least resistance. Okay, so this is really powerful. Please don't underestimate this. It might sound really simple, but most things that are, the thing that is going to move the needle in your business, they tend to be really simple, but we dismiss them because it almost feels like it's too easy, right? So I want you to just say, like, okay, I'm not going to say to myself, I could never charge that much. Instead, I'm going to ask myself that question. How could I create something that's so valuable that makes it a no-brainer at 3K, right? Somebody looks at that package, that program, that service, and they're like, you're only charging 3K? That's the mindset that you want to be in, because for me, it's always about the value, right? I talk about high value, high ticket. This is not about just adding a random zero and going, right, I'm going to charge you this much now. That's not the way I do business. That is not, that's not in line with my values. My values are that I provide massive value, right? And so this is an influential mindset shift for you, because as soon as you flick that switch and you start thinking about how can I create massive value, now your brain and your heart are like going, ooh, what could I do? What could I create? And this is the space that I love to be in, especially when I do this work with my clients, because I'm like thinking, ooh, how could you create amazing value? And I truly, truly do love this process. Like when I'm working with my clients, helping them create their programs, their packages, their services, and we're creating a premium offering, for me, I'm always looking at how can we create a return on investment that's like 10 times what they're going to pay, because that does make it a no-brainer. And it makes you excited about offering that. Yeah. When you're excited about your offer, you are just going to be like, I can't wait to offer this. This is so amazing. Right. That's the space that you want to be in. That's the energy that you want to be in when you are, creating that massively valuable, high value, high ticket item, that high value offer. Okay. So that's your mindset shift for today, right? So instead of saying I could never charge that much, I want you to ask yourself, how could I create something that's so valuable that price, 2K, 3K, 5K, becomes a complete no-brainer? Just asking yourself a better quality question can make all the difference. Now, if you would like my help in doing this, then book a strategy session. This is the stuff that I love to do. And I do this work with my clients one-on-one and as part of my programs as well. So if you'd like to know more, then you can book a strategy call. I'll put the link underneath this video, and you can book a call and we can have that conversation. Okay, this is the stuff I love to do. And I know that you're here to have a big impact on the world. You're here to create a big impact on your bank account. You're here because you want to know how to make your business be profitable whilst working fewer hours. You're here because of that, right? You're still listening to me because you want that. So let's make it happen. Yeah. All right, my lovely. That's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you've enjoyed that mindset shift. And stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast. And whether you're watching it as a video on YouTube or on my blog, if you're listening to it as a podcast, make sure you subscribe so you get every episode that's coming up, because I'm going to be busting through a lot of limiting beliefs. I really want to help you to change your energy, transform your energy into that person who makes 5 to 10K a month working 20 hours a week or less. That's it. Take care. Chat to you soon.